Scientifically speaking, we're sharing the view. From labs to clinics, breakthrough shining through, with minds that inspire and stories to unfold. Scientifically speaking, the future's being told.
Welcome to Scientifically Speaking with Christine on Oz Arab Media, the show where we decode the science behind the systems shaping our lives. Before we start, I'd like to give a special shout out to our Laurent who take care of my hair for today's episode. Today, we're talking about something that touches every business, no matter the size: technology. For small to medium organizations, keeping up with IT, cybersecurity, and digital trends can be very overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. So my guest today is Rami Younes, the founder of TechRAM, a company dedicated to empowering local businesses through simplified, smart, and secure IT solutions. Rami, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Christine. Happy to be here.
Thanks for taking our call to be here today to talk about a topic that, a lot of people, it's overwhelming for them and for their businesses. So if you don't mind me to start straight with the very first question, What inspired you to do TechRAM, and how do you define your mission in supporting local businesses?
Yeah, what inspired us? So, from a very young age, I was very passionate about technology.
Right.
Always tinkered around with technology to the point where I used to break and fix my computers multiple times.
Nice. I think it's a boy thing, eh?
Yeah, definitely. We then I went to uni and studied science of information technology, where I met my business partner and co-founder Victor, and we always used to chat. We both worked in different organizations. I went down one route, he went down a different route. And we always used to chat about how, of all the challenges and all the problems we saw with leadership, with approaches to customers, and we really wanted to just do it better. And we knew that there were better ways to help our customers, better ways to help the community and the people out there. And we came together to create something special and to give back to people.
How long has that been for?
The honest truth is, I've been trying to convince Victor to start the business together since when we first met about 14 years ago.
Oh, wow.
We started it officially about 4 years ago. We were still in our jobs.
Right.
So, it was never something that...
It was on the side more. Yeah,
it was more something that we would put in after hours. It was a passion project to the point where we started having a lot more people who were interested in the work that we were doing. And it was only at the beginning of this year where we decided to go full-time.
Nice.
And we decided to, move into the business and support the customers and more customers we've been helping.
Amazing. And I've been hearing very good stories and feedback about that. Many small businesses, Rami, see IT as a necessary evil, right? It is costly, it's complex, and it's very confusing. Some people like me, not a tech person, so we don't know how to go through it. How do you simplify the process for these organizations?
Yeah, I think it comes down to really understanding the outcomes that the client is looking to achieve.
Right.
And really helping them understand what the opportunities are. For a lot of people that we speak to, a lot of the time they just don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
They see, like you said, IT as a bit of a threat. A bit of a threat to their role, to change as well, changing the way that they do things. So we're just helping customers really understand simply the opportunities out there, and it comes with just multiple conversations. The most important thing that we like to do is keep up the communication with our customers from at the early start, having as many meetings as possible, understanding the root cause of different problems, and then making sure that we build out the best simple solution to help them solve those problems.
Very interesting. So you mold really the services to what the company's needs are.
Yeah.
Good. So what are the biggest IT mistakes you see that some small businesses are making, and how do you advise them to avoid these mistakes?
Oh, look, I would say the biggest mistakes that we do see are customers that avoid technology. Those are, the people who are not thinking about the likes of cybersecurity, the adoption of AI. Those are probably the biggest areas that we do see, where customers are falling behind a bit. There's so many examples out there where technology has allowed businesses to transform and to stay really competitive. And it's very important that, in today's age of, growing technology
the era
trends,
of technology, it is.
that we got to keep up. So I would say avoidance or hesitation to change is probably one of the biggest challenges or biggest problems I see with organizations. And also just some of the other areas is really when we work with customers, we see them that they usually would work with certain providers and that they don't really vet them properly. And they're not really trying to understand, what's that person's experience, how are they going to help them past point A, what does B, C, D look like. And that's really, really important because someone might say, oh, I just need to do this based off something they heard or something they know is the right direction, but they don't know the subsequent follow-on effects or the things around that they need to do. And a lot of the times what usually happens is they might invest in a new tool or new software or a new service from someone, and it just doesn't get used.
And then they ask, where's my money going? Why it's not working? Right.
And so that's the thing that leads to a lot of failed projects.
Definitely.
So it's making sure everyone's on the right page.
Right.
When someone is working with us or working with anyone, we always recommend make sure you do your due diligence, deep analysis. What's the benefits? What's the return? How are we going to use this?
Right.
And that flow-on effect from any new implementation of any technology.
Very important. Let's talk a little bit about cybersecurity, if you don't mind. What are the threats that small businesses are most vulnerable to nowadays?
Yeah, there's so many out there at the moment, and it's continuously growing.
Right.
I'm really worried that people are moving towards AI, but have started to fall back and not think about the cybersecurity and the concerns around that. And I think cybersecurity, there's so many things, so many simple things that an organization can do to really achieve massive protection.
Right.
The first one that I would say is just email security. A lot of threats do come through. The spam emails that are starting to come through are starting to become a lot smarter. They're much more targeted as well. And if someone accidentally in any organization, whether it's the owner or any employees, click on a particular phishing email, it can have catastrophic downside effects. So that's the easiest thing to do is really email security, password protection like multi-factor authentication. Make sure you have that on everything.
Right.
It's so important.
They're annoying though.
They are annoying. Having a password manager can be really helpful. You can manage it all together. They're really easy. They're low cost. Having a secure password for every single one of your accounts, not the same password, is also very important. And then as well, what I would say, there's a long list of things. Making sure you patch your systems is very important as well. If there's an update, don't avoid it. Make sure you do it. And then, training as well. Security training is very important.
Okay.
For a lot of organizations, your weakest link is the person who doesn't know anything about cybersecurity.
Right.
And that comes back to stuff like the email security, just not being aware and clicking on the wrong thing.
Right.
Or wrong website.
You did mention that it's not very expensive or cheap, or maybe this is one of the reasons why most organizations do not, touch or stay up to date with cybersecurity. So how would you approach cybersecurity in a way that's very affordable and effective at the same time for those organizations?
Yeah, there's very simple things like, for a lot of organizations, they're on Microsoft.
Right.
And Microsoft offers so much.
Yes.
And, I heard Satya Nadella, who's the CEO of Microsoft, say on a blog post last week that yes, AI is important, but cybersecurity is still their number one priority.
Yeah.
And helping businesses with cybersecurity. So there's so many simple things like turning on your Windows Defender is the most basic thing.
Okay.
Making sure that's really active. Just making sure that you've got the right spam controls on your emails. And yeah, just there are simple tools out there like password managers I highly recommend. Like
Yep.
Dashlane or LastPass. Dashlane is, I think, one of the better ones, as well as NordPass is one of the better ones. It's $5 a user a month.
Okay, nothing.
And it makes a huge difference.
It does.
Making sure, if you're sharing passwords as well, it's so much more secure when you have like a password manager. You can share a secure password rather than having it shared around via
Yes.
email or shared around via stored on someone's computer. The amount of times we've put scans and measures on our clients' computers and we find that they have like a password file that they share around.
Right.
Something like that is one of the biggest mistakes an organization can do,
Okay.
and it can be easily resolved with a password manager. So that's really
Most affordable.
it's an
and convenient,
easy
yeah.
low entry to having massive change in an organization.
Amazing. You've been mentioning AI a lot, and everyone around the world at the moment is so taken by AI. But it can sound intimidating to a lot of business owners, right? How do you help your clients embrace it in a practical and result-driven way, not to be so overwhelming?
Yeah, there's so many layers to AI, especially in a business.
Right.
It really depends on the size of the business. If we're talking on a business that has 1 to 5 people, their priorities for AI is very different to someone who has 5, 10, 15, even 100 to 1,000 employees. Everyone's needs is very different. People who are on the smaller end can use AI to just make small improvements in their jobs, like helping write emails quicker, or
Right.
helping draft replies better. Also having agents. There's agents out there that do very specific things, like just answer a phone call and triage
Yes.
it to the right person. Something like that can be really specific, can be really helpful, and that the same goes on for a customer that has 1,000+ employees.
Right.
It's about process improvements, efficiencies, but the most important thing, whether you're small or big, is always looking at what is the return on investment that I'm putting here.
Right.
How much time am I actually saving? For a lot of organizations, they might think, oh, this is the most difficult thing. But when you look at implementing it, is it really saving that much? Or is the impact really that great? Maybe something like just simple automations can have a much greater impact than building a full-on AI system.
Right.
So this is stuff that is very important for any organization.
Right.
It's really understanding your flows, your systems, your processes, and then seeing what is the best solution to fit. And most of the time, it's usually just simple automation
Right.
rather than putting a full-on AI agent. There are a lot of simple agents that I recommend, like a knowledge-based FAQ. That's really easy to do if you have a central repository of all your documents.
Yeah.
Better than having people always contact or reach out to find certain
The answering
information.
machine is a new thing. I've been seeing it in a lot of businesses where you don't really speak to a normal human. It's maybe the AI, and then they refer you when we've got to a dead end. I think 90% of those businesses are using it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of businesses that, I read one of the largest software companies has 50% of their work completed by AI. And it's going to become more and more popular.
Right.
I think for businesses who aren't thinking about it, though, they're going to be falling behind.
Okay.
If you're able to save 50% of your team's time, and that's not to say that you're going to replace, I don't believe in anyone being replaced by AI.
Yes.
I don't think we're anywhere near that, and I think it's very, very far away. It's many, many years away. I think it's making sure you can train your team on how to become masters in their role
Yes.
and to leverage AI to make them better.
They become the AI trainers, kind of. Yeah. That's interesting.
And look, it's always going to come down to, like I said before,
Yeah.
the use case and the ROI, the investment that you're going to be receiving back. How much time are we going to save? What's the impact? Are we going to improve customer experience, employee experience? How does that match back to our vision, our goals? And really laying out that plan. And there's a lot, just to close this off, there's a lot that people don't really think about, like data security is very important. When it comes to AI, so if you have, for example, AI that plugs into your whole organization's systems, you don't want someone who's just an individual contributor to be able to have the same access as a manager.
Right.
Like, oh, hey, I want to see what the CEO's salary is, and be able to use AI when the right classification and data security isn't in place. Stuff like that can easily happen.
Right.
And so also making sure, even with AI, data security is very important, making sure that protection is put in place when undergoing any AI investment.
Interesting. You did mention as well about Microsoft, right? Their main focus is cybersecurity, but they do have a good AI tools at the moment. So how do you leverage its AI, the Microsoft AI, into innovations that can boost the productivity of this business?
Usually what we like to do is there's what's called the Microsoft 365, Copilot, for Microsoft 365.
Yes.
It's a very easy, very simple way just to get people thinking about AI. You can use it integrates into Outlook, Excel, Word, and it can be very powerful when used in the right way. That's a really low entry barrier that we use for bigger organizations that want to just upskill their people. When we are looking at much deeper and something like what's known as Copilot Studio, which you can create different workflows with different integrations to trigger and to set off different types of actions. For example, we helped one customer with creating a leave request form for some of their frontline workers. So this organization had a lot of people who would come on and there would be high turnover. They would come and leave. To set them up into their HR system would be massive. But sometimes they still had to speak to someone. And sometimes the manager would be too busy to go in and log it for them.
Right.
So we created an AI bot that they can go in, log on, speak to the chatbot. It automatically integrates into the HR system and does all that for them.
Amazing.
For a lot of people, they think, I need AI, but sometimes they just need automation.
Yes.
Sometimes they just need something to happen when I do this. Chatbots and AI are really powerful when you need that human level thinking.
Right.
And you need to speak to someone and it needs to deduce, extract answers from you and then create something really custom based off what you've inputted. It's all unique, but it's for us. What we like to do is we take our customers through a bit of a journey, understand the strategy around what they want to see with AI. So making sure they've got the right data security in place, the right policies, the people are trained effectively. And then we can start looking at the specific use cases that go back to what we're trying to achieve and align that to what the business is trying to achieve. Right. So it's very business focused. We're not just saying, hey, do this. We're always bringing it back and really honing it in on what the customer wants to do.
Amazing. Just to wrap up about AI, we did speak about Microsoft tools and AI. Do you suggest any AI tools or features for customers or businesses to use apart from the Microsoft tools?
When I talk to customers about looking at AI, the most important thing is make sure your data is secure.
Right.
When you're looking at any tool, a lot of people have, for example, they've started to adopt these AI agents that join in the middle of a meeting. I'm sure you've seen when you do a meeting.
Yes, the Otta, was it?
There's so many. There's Reed, there's Fireflies, there's Fathom. There's so many out there at the moment.
So they're like the secretary of the meeting. They jot down the meeting minutes.
Yeah.
We were so scared of it at the beginning.
Well,
we thought it was a hack.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them aren't really that secure.
Oh, okay.
A lot of them aren't really also protecting your data. And so making sure that you pick the right one, even if you have to pay a little, just to make sure that your data is actually secured, will go a long way. Because a lot of these companies, when they don't have the right security in place, your data is just going to be vulnerable.
Okay.
So that's very important. But also, when we talk to customers, we're also thinking about what is it specifically that's going to add value to what you do. What's the most time-consuming tasks? For a lot of customers, it might be following up on outstanding invoices.
Right.
Okay, so how can we get AI to support you in that and create an automation or some chatbot, or maybe someone that can actually call your customers and follow up on sort of that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of layers to what you can do. A lot of it you can build, because a lot of it
Build it yourself.
you can build using like ChatGPT if it's something internal. I recommend using the team subscription with ChatGPT if you're not ready for Microsoft. Because if you don't use the team subscription, that means you're training the ChatGPT AI
to do it for you. Yeah.
Or you're also training your data with the bigger ChatGPT training like AI models.
Right.
Where if you get the team subscription, your data is secured and it's yours. So that's that extra layer of protection for people that aren't ready for the Microsoft.
Right.
But if you are ready for Microsoft, there is a lot that has to be really considered, depending as well for larger organizations. There's a lot that has to be considered around that, like I mentioned, security and governance. Just really understanding. I think the one thing that I will caution a lot of businesses is just not. There's so many AI agent tools out there now. There's so many out there that are doing so many different specific things.
Okay.
It's the best advice I can give is not to get too overwhelmed.
Right.
But also try and see what you can look to bring in-house. Because those tools as well, I can guarantee you, about 60% of the AI agent tools aren't going to be around in the next 2 to 3 years. And that's just because the market is changing so much.
Okay.
So we're still in this stage where we're still trying to figure out where we really, where the platform, where we really sit. And I think it's just really understanding what's right for you. And then also don't try and take on too many things.
Yeah, by the time you learn this app, it will be gone by the next couple of months. And then another one's coming. What's going on? Well, it's a learning path, I could say, and until things settle in, maybe.
Definitely.
That's very interesting. Thanks for your input. Rami, if you don't mind me mentioning, when we first met, it was through a business networking event, and you were a keynote back then, and you did mention that your services are proactive in IT support, right? And it was a very interesting talk, but my question for you would be, how does your services differ from other traditional ways that are wait for it to break until you fix it? And that caught me. Like you mentioned, one of the things that I would tell the businesses, don't say, it's okay, Allah Kareem, next time when it breaks, we will talk about it.
Yeah.
So how does your service differ from that to wait until it breaks?
Yeah. What we like to do is, like you said, being proactive.
Right.
And we do that with monitoring a lot of our customers' environment. So we're monitoring constantly, and when we're doing our managed services, we're constantly monitoring for the device, what's happening on the device, what changes have been made. So we're always looking at the best of breed tools to bring in and integrate into our client's environment. And make sure when there is a change that our team, we have one guy in our team that just sits there and watches all the alerts.
He's the update guy.
Just making sure, making sure that everything is up to date, from the patches that have to be applied to making sure, like I mentioned, people aren't saving things in the wrong way. We've been able to really orchestrate the ecosystem that we put into our client's environment to monitor and maintain and manage that. And so, a lot of it has been around our service and offering, but we've, the technology has advanced so much that there's such powerful tools out there.
Right.
And we brought the best ones together to make that most powerful offering for our clients.
So how do you help businesses really align their IT strategy with long-term growth goals, not just fix today's problem?
Yeah, definitely. With a lot of what we're doing for our clients, we're also like to sit down and understand not just how can we help you with IT,
right,
but where are you taking your business?
Right.
And where do you want to see your business grow? And so we're really supporting our customers in aligning their technology roadmap with their business investment and their business plans and where they want to take their business. So identifying, maybe the tool that you're using might not be the best tool. We're not, experts in everything, but when it comes to technology, we love to be the ones there, always giving that strategic advice to our customers. So we don't just come in and do one thing and we step away. We really love to.
It's a relationship. Yeah.
Well, it's more of a partnership, I would say.
Right.
It's a long-term partnership that we love to set up with our customers. So it's not, like I said, break fix. We love to come in and we love to help our customers set that future roadmap for themselves and to create the most amazing experience for their clients.
That's amazing, and it keeps the overwhelm away, right? Like, okay, we've got Rami and the team there. Don't worry, don't panic, which is great. Rami, you yourself are a tech expert, right? Not only that, you are an entrepreneur yourself. So you have a business in Western Sydney. How does it feel, or how is it like to be an entrepreneur in Western Sydney? Give us your success story.
Yeah, well, it's quite funny. And ever since I was a child, I always wanted to own my own business. I used to sell things at school when I was.
Interesting.
When I was little, when I was in year 5, I was always looking for ways to, move into an entrepreneurship. I started working for a company just because I got advice from someone that had started a business and was afraid, and advised me not to actually start a business, and that it's much safer to go down the corporate route, and that you'll work with someone that you have leave and you'll be able to have a holiday if you have your own business. But all things that I always deep down I did go down that corporate route, but I still really wanted to start my own business.
Fair enough.
How does it feel? It feels quite amazing to be able to support customers in the way that I like to see possible.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest thing is, I come with the most genuine approach when I speak to people, and I look at ways that I can give before I take anything. And I think that the way that my business partner and I really work to support our customers is something that's really genuinely unique. I don't think really there's a lot of people out there that are thinking about how can we give. When you give yourself, you give not only to your customers, but you're giving to everyone around you as well, and also being open to receive to what comes back. And I think that's something that I can amplify as an entrepreneur, and something that I love to do. So that's why.
That's part of our culture as well, I can say, right? It's maybe helping you in Western Sydney as well, because you're closer to heart through your approach, I believe, because I saw that in person. Rami, how do you stay ahead with such a fast-moving industry? How overwhelming or how continuous, let me say, is the learning process for you and your team?
Yeah, see, I look at this question as a question around leadership as well. And I think leadership is not only something that, if you're looking to lead in your career and lead as an entrepreneur in whatever you do, you also have to lead in your life.
Right.
And I think that really talks about, really taking ownership on, all the different areas of your life, your health, your family, your friends, spirituality as well, how you connect with God and religion.
Right.
And it really, I think all of that really encompasses how you can also be someone in business. And for us, that's, technology. So, we're always looking at keeping up to date, making sure we're not getting distracted with the wrong things.
Fair enough.
Not spending too much time on things that are not benefiting and not allowing us to improve and grow. But we're always growing in all the different aspects of life, and the most important thing is, bringing it back to your question, how we're growing and, being the best at what we do in our business. So we're constantly, I spend hours, every day reading, writing, learning, watching videos and podcasts, reading books. I dedicate a lot of my time to actually really being the best in everything, and And I think that's very important.
It is, and it's showing in the community and in the businesses. Oh, we thank you for that. Now, from your leadership perspective, what is your advice for aspiring entrepreneurs or business owners who want to make technology a strength and not a stress?
Yeah, I would say the most important thing is don't be afraid to fail.
Yep.
And be prepared to fail fast.
Interesting.
Yeah, like the technology is changing and it's moving so rapidly. A lot of people get frustrated by, this didn't work, I'm never going to do this again. It's like, that's the wrong attitude to have. It's, this didn't work, so how can we do it better? Because every time you fail, there's an opportunity to do it better next time. And so that's what I say to people is experiment, fail fast, try and see what you can make out there, because technology is moving so quickly. If you're not prepared to be in the place to make mistakes,
right,
you're going to make too many, and then you're just going to give up. And the worst thing to do is to give up when you can be so close to actually really
indeed, too close to making it happen.
Exactly right.
Amazing. We are very close to the end of our discussion today. That went so fast and so interesting, though. If I want one sentence from you, Rami, what's the biggest myth about IT you'd like to bust today?
That IT is a cost center and it adds no value to the business. And that's, for a lot of people, they look at IT as just that part of their business.
An expense.
That they just put it down as just an expense. But for a lot of people, it can really be a profit center and add a lot of value when done in the right way.
Right.
And, if people can think about how they can utilize and leverage technology, they can move from whatever ceiling that they're at and really break through that. And I think that technology can be used as one of those leverages to break through ceilings and to take businesses to their next level.
Amazing. Now that you've convinced people that IT is really important for their business, where can people connect with TechRAM or reach out for support?
Yeah, you can contact us anytime. We have our number. We also have email, and then as well socials. We're very active on LinkedIn.
Right.
And feel free to also give me a call whenever you want. Happy to answer questions.
Amazing. Feel free to give out any number informations, because we'll be putting them onto this show. So thank you so much for your time, for breaking it down so clearly. Technology doesn't have to be very intimidating, like you mentioned. And with the right support, it becomes a powerful tool for the business. So thanks for your input today. To our listeners, whether you're a business owner, a startup dreamer, or someone who just wants to better understand how IT can work for you, remember, digital success starts with a smart strategy and simple steps. Christine from Oz Arab Media, stay tuned for the next event. Thank you.